Glad to see me? Well, that's fine. You sure have taken good care of him while I've been seeing the sights in Cuba.
You're a mighty fine horse, mister.
Thanks. You see that, Thunder? You know what it means? Well, it means I'm out of the Army. And as soon as I get into peaceful Dutch once more, you and I are hightailing it for the Duchess's ranch. And pronto. Come on, boy.
Hi, Duchess!
Red Ryder, you long-legged galoot mate, I'm glad to see you. Oh, my goodness.
Maybe you think I'm not glad to be back. After spending a year in the Army, I'm ready to settle down and just relax.
Well, if you've got any notions about relaxing, I'm afraid you come to the wrong place. After what you've been through in Cuba is only a sample of what you come back to.
What set you off on the warpath?
Well, it ain't no joke. Rustlers took advantage of them able-bodied cowhands going off to war and moved in. But I guess you can rest a couple of minutes, so come on.
How's Blizzard and Little Beaver?
Oh, Little Beaver's fine, but Blizzard's ailing something terrible. Try not to excite him too much.
What happened to him?
Oh, the old Billy Goldthorpe has rheumatism, same as he always had. But the new doc found it was ulcers to boot.
Did you say new, Doc?
Yeah. Took him out of the saddle and sent him to bed.
What happened to Doc Glover?
Oh, he got patriotic and volunteered in service, and they sent him to an army hospital somewhere. The new doc's inside with Blizzard now. Come on.
But I know how that dead burden stuff makes me feel. Just weaker than a tadpole and another is go.
Now try and get hold of yourself, Blizzard, and don't get excited. But look who the cat brought back.
I know, but we're red. How are you?
Look very sick to me.
Oh, now, listen now. Take it easy. I told you not to get excited. This here's my nephew, Red Ryder, Doc. Doc Cole, Red.
Pardon my gloves.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Ryder. I've heard a lot about you.
Pleased to meet you. How's your patient coming?
Oh, first rate. It's only a question now of getting his digestion straightened out.
Well, what the...
Yes, I understand. You going, Doc?
Seems like everybody gets sick at once. Certainly keeps me on the jump. Goodbye, Duchess. Goodbye, Blizzard.
Goodbye.
Well, just a minute, Doc. I'll see you to your horse.
I'll see you, boy.
Just how bad has these rustlers got?
Pretty bad, from what I hear. I'm treating 3 patients for gunshot wounds. Got them trying to fight off raids.
Do you think you'll be able to get Blizzard back in his feet soon?
Well, that depends. Fortunately, I caught him in time.
Do the best you can. Now it's like I sure use him.
At his age? Why,
He's one of the few honest-to-goodness old scouts left. And the only one that knows his way around in Lava Basin.
Oh, I see. I'll do what I can.
Gosh, Red! Jimmy, he's glad. We get so glad we cry like harpoons.
Still my sidekick, eh?
You bet him. Red, he's bad news. Bad man catching Bill takes cows. Chase him south. Maybe Lava Basin.
When this happened?
Early this morning, everybody in town get him heap excited. Sheriff's chasing with possum.
Maybe we ought to see if we could lend a hand, huh? Do what you can about Blizzard, Doc.
Sure thing.
Hey, hold up a minute. Posse on our trail. They're about a mile back and riding fast. Frank and I'll lodge ourselves in those rocks up ahead. We'll hold them off until you get back to help us out. All right, Frank. This is where we burrow in. I'll take this side and you get over there. Right. of a hornet's nest. Take cover till we locate them. I located where part of the fire's coming from. It's over there on top of that rock. That'll take care of the cows, boy. Let's get back to Matt and Frank. Men, and get out of here fast.
Sheriff, he's headed in the wrong direction. What's wrong, Sheriff? What happened?
Well, this valley's a beehive of murdering cutthroats.
What'd you run into? Where's the rest of your men?
Well, they were mowed down. We didn't have a chance. It was fired on from everywhere. Back there, 3, maybe 4 miles.
Well, you can't leave your men back there to die. Little Beaver, you ride into town and get the doc over to the Duchess's ranch. If we find any wounded, we'll fetch them there. Come on, Sheriff. No wonder anybody got out alive. There was a death trap, lava basin as if.
It always was and always will be, as long as you go in a body. The only way to get them out from behind them rocks is Indian fashion.
Indian fashion?
Yeah.
How's that?
Why, split up and go in individual on your belly. Say, Red, that's the way we got them Paiutes. They stayed around behind the butte, and we slipped up on them where there was plenty of rock and brush. Hey, come to think of it, I'll bet that's where them rustlers has got the stolen cattle hid out.
Well, I suppose you know what you're talking about, Blizzard, but mightn't it be safer to bring the rustlers out after you instead of going in after them?
Yes, it might. The trick would be to figure out how to go about it.
Well, the idea is probably all wet. I'm just a tenderfoot. But maybe if all the ranchers bunched their cattle in one herd, that is, if it could be done secretly, Ryder, so nobody would suspect what you're up to. I was only thinking maybe if they started one big cattle drive out of the valley.
Sorry, Red. That'd fetch them rustlers out of the basin, a ripping and a snorting.
Give us a chance to snort back out in the open. You know, Doc, for a tenderfoot, you've come up with a first-rate notion.
Thanks. Well, one way or another, we've got to put a stop to all of this shooting. I'm getting more patience than I can care for.
Doc Glover ought to get back to give you a hand. The war is over. I wonder what's keeping him. Last I heard, he was in Sherwood Veterans Hospital.
Oh?
Well, where's Dr. Glover now? Say, Doctor, please, we'd like some information.
Yes, Tad, what is it?
Well, you said you came from Wyoming?
Mm-hmm.
You know anything about lava basins?
Yeah, considerable. Why?
Well, a bunch of us here thought we'd take advantage of the government's new homesteading law. You know, preference to disabled veterans.
Yes, Tad, I've read about it.
We thought that would be just the ticket for us. Fresh air, roughing it out in the open. We thought Lava Basin would fill the bill.
It's rough, all right. I don't know any place rougher or more completely undeveloped. That goes for all government land. Lava Basin's greatest recommendation, of course, is the bottomland next to the river. Once cleared, you'll grow anything.
Do you get a disabled veteran's preference, too?
No, sir, I'm merely giving these gentlemen the benefit of my advice and experience.
Very patriotic. Of course, there's no fee.
Nothing much to speak of, only $100 a head.
And I'm sure the altitude will be just the same for Tad. What? Excuse me, Doctor. I'm Tad's sister.
Of course.
I'm going along with him. Thank you so much for your advice.
You're more than welcome. The only advice I've heard came from this gentleman. Naturally, you've explained that Lava Basin is in cattle country.
Naturally.
And cattlemen have no love for nesters.
What a nester.
That's the cattleman's name for homesteaders. They don't like them. Claim they mess up the free range. Sometimes they make it very uncomfortable.
Well, they'd better not try any tricks. It'll take more than cattlemen to stop us. I'm afraid our minds are made up, Doctor.
That's the path. Well, Dad, I hope everything pans out as well as your sister hopes. Now, I haven't been in Lava Basin in over a year. Maybe it has improved. When are you taking the boys on their great adventure?
Well, we plan to leave Saturday.
Isn't it wonderful, Tad? Wonder how much further it is, Mr. Clark.
We ought to be in the next town in an hour or so. Lava Basin isn't far beyond. There's a sign up ahead now. Whoa!
Sioux City, 4 miles. Well, people aren't very original, naming places after places someplace else. Cattlemen attention. I wonder attention about what? I hope it doesn't concern us. Listen to this. A big emergency meeting of all cattlemen will be held at the sheriff's office Friday forenoon at 11 o'clock. Friday with us today. And it says it's vital. It's run by someone called Red Ryder. Must be the big squeeze. Well, what are we going to do about it?
Do about what, Beth?
Well, can't you see, Tad? The cattlemen have heard we're coming, and they're fixing a not too nice reception for us. Well, I can tell them this. This is one bunch of nesters they better not fool with.
Well, the idea isn't mine. It's from the doc here, but I think it'll work.
Unless the rustlers get informed what they're up to.
That's right. That's why I suggested each man rounds up his cows at night. You might miss a few, but you ought to get the bulk of them bunched in Dry Creek Canyon before news of it reaches anybody outside this room. After that, we don't care. We'll start the drive. Then the only way the rustlers can interfere is to come out and fight us in the open. Anyhow, that's how the doc and I got it figured out.
Oh, you were the one that had to figure it out, Ryder. All I contributed was a wild hunch. I really know nothing about cattle.
Oh, don't worry, Doc. Red'll learn you fast.
Counting the horses in town, there must be a big meeting.